taking my arm and pulling and then pushing, what I'm doing is I'm going and working with that flag, okay, and using the back of that flag to kind of push and pull the wind stream the direction that I want it to go. So if I push back like this, it'll make it go that way. Push back like that, it makes it go back that way. All right? Now, I've got another method that I can do that with, which is taking my arms and rotating up and rotating down. So by doing so, I can make that thing spin, turn, do whatever. Just like so. So now I stop the spinners. Now I'm going to spin this backwards like this. Boom. And that was with the spinners not moving, okay? So I was able to control the flag while the spinners were shut down. Now again, loosen right back up. Just get energy to flow through again. Now I'm going to stand on a different side of it. See that? Shift my body, shift my arms, causing that movement that makes this flag, see that? I can also just push against it, but see that? Whew, all the way around. Now, speed up the system. Now watch this. Spinner stopped and went all the way back around. So I stopped those spinners and then used the leverage of my hands like this to spin that flag. Okay, now, speed. Just in case you think that it's my hand causing the speed, I'm going to slow my hand down and then let the energy just roll right off of me. See that? So I can still achieve that same speed without having to make my arms wave like this. So I could also stand back here and do all the same stuff. I don't have to be right next to it. See? So some people will think, oh, well, you were waving your hand to make it go real fast. That's the reason why it was spinning really fast. No, I can do that from back here. Open it up. Like that. Boom. See that movement? Push on the back of that flag just like that. Push again. Pull. Now I'm going to do a pump motion where you can clearly see that by my pushing forward, I'm making that flag turn, just like that. So it's not where I'm standing. That has nothing to do with anything. But I do stand next to it just to show that my intentions are more obvious. Okay? The closer I stand to it in proximity, the more you can see that when I push back against it like that, see that? When I actually took my finger and pushed on it, it pushes with me. Now watch this. slowly but surely, picking it up, picking up the pace, doing it in a controlled manner. Slowing it down at will. And doing that in a controlled pace. Now watch, from the back, I'm going to rotate it. And that was without the rungs moving. The rungs are moving now. See that? Now I can just add some leverage. I'm going to step back to do it. Like so. My dog was choking a second ago. Now we're going to get this started again. How to handle that. Now, those who have been watching my channel for a while understand the level of control and skill that we're working with here. I could sit and blast a lot of energy. I spent years doing that on YouTube. But doing that just shows one thing, and it shows one thing over and over and over again, which is, oh, he has the talent, he has the skill to throw a ton of energy, and then wind blasts over everything, and then it bends trees over and nearly creates tornadoes. And I have created tornadoes before. I know how to create them. I know how to funnel them. I know how to fuel them, okay, and keep them going. I know how to do the same thing with hurricanes. To me, it's all the same thing, okay? If you know how to do it from small amounts, like this, then you also know how to do it with large amounts. And to make things flush and move and speed up at will. It's all the same process from the ground up. And some people would have a hard time believing that, and that's fine. You're welcome to completely doubt me. I had nothing to gain from your belief in the first place. It's not as if attaining your belief does anything for me, okay? But I can say this: anyone who can do these at these levels, notice those rungs aren't moving until I want them to. See that? I can sit there and take that flag, boom, push it, and get these things going at will. I could speed things up. I can slow them down. And I can turn these things around whenever I so choose. And as I've shown, distance is not a factor. I don't have to sit there and do that at all. I don't have to be right next to it to do it. It's all the same thing, regardless of what distance I am at. So, something to keep in mind. And as I was saying before, being able to do the micro and to know how to work with the little stuff teaches you how to understand a certain level of skill and control that allows you to use the macro, okay? And aerokinesis is just the beginning of the kinetics. Now I will say this, even though it's just the beginning of the kinetics, it's actually the most powerful of all the kinetics still, okay? It is more powerful than telekinesis. It is more powerful than pyrokinesis. It is the strongest element, basically, besides using straight up water. Oops, I touched it. But straight up water, and then dousing an entire area with it. So take a look at this again. Control. That's what you learn how to do with Evolved Ministry. You're learning how to use your energetic field, your bioelectrical field, in tandem with the universe around you. You are communicating with the elements. And you're learning how to be able to do this stuff at will. That all of it is within your grasp and your range. But as much as you're learning how to do this stuff, what you're really learning how to do is you're learning that if your mind can interact with the environment, and then the environment has an effect all around you, your mind affects the environment around you. That also shows that if you can affect something on a physical level using your mind and your bioelectrical field in your body, that you can also affect your life. You can build parameters of your life the way you see fit. That you are not at the disposal of someone else's will. That the government doesn't control you, the police don't control you, the military doesn't control you, okay? That you're not a victim, and that you can build your life as you see fit. If I can sit here and control this down to the micro movements, okay? If I can make that turn and twist and move and spin these whenever I want, then there's no excuse as to the reason why you can't build your life the exact way that you want to. There's no excuse as to the reason why there's people that you feel have control over your system, that you feel that you are the victim of someone else's will, that they're controlling elements of your life and aspects of you. A lot of you guys get affected and upset if someone calls you a name. A lot of you get upset and affected if you don't get the exact job that you think that you deserve. The fact of the matter is, if you know how to do this sort of stuff, you don't have to work for anybody. Okay? This stuff allows you to build your life as you want. I myself now run my own school teaching people how to do this. Okay? Right there. See that? At will. Whenever I want. I built a life teaching people how to work with energy. And I can make it work however I want, whenever I want. So, this is something that I want you guys to understand, to look at, and to think about. Right now, you're living in a very odd time to where they're actually allowing this stuff to be seen again. They're allowing this stuff on the internet for you to make a decision, to make a choice, to learn your body, your mind, your soul, to self-master. One day, they're going to take this all back down again. It's not going to be available. They're not going to allow you to know what you were capable of. And so, while you still have time, while I'm still here teaching, this is the time to take advantage of the fact that you can learn this stuff. You'll be able to teach your children this stuff, your children's children, and on and on and on and on. But if you don't learn it, if you don't take advantage of the fact that self-mastery is here and available for you to learn now, you know, like I said, this knowledge has been stamped out. This knowledge has been mistaken as witchcraft before, all right? But this ain't witchcraft. I don't do spells, all right? As a matter of fact, what we do is far more direct than doing anything spell-wise. And you are learning your relationship with the universe, your relationship with God, okay? That's what this is. You're learning to communicate with the universal intelligence around you. That's what you're learning to do with us. So why would you do something silly like do a spell and put a middleman in between you and God? And sitting down on the ground doing a pentagram and then hoping that something gives you access to something that you already have access to. Doesn't make sense. Hoping that some force gives you access to something that you can already tap into if you know how to master yourself. This stuff is far more direct. It is far more powerful than anything witchcraft can do.